Today we have Kettle and Charu from VitalXchange. I'll turn it over to you guys and you can share your screen and do your presentation. Thank you for doing this. Attendees, just a reminder, throw it in the chat. If you have questions as they're going, I'll keep an eye on that.
So hello, everyone. I'm Charu Ramanathan. I live in Cleveland, Ohio, and I am the co-founder and CEO of VitalXchange. I am the go-to care provider for my family, as well as the health guru for my family that includes my husband, my 2 children, and my parents. And I'm very, very passionate about creating a very equitable healthcare system where people and their needs come first, and each and every one is enabled to take charge of their health and do their best to keep their minds, their bodies, and their loved ones healthy.
Hello, I'm Kettle Patel. I'm born and raised in Cleveland, Ohio. I'm co-founder and CTO of VitalXchange. I have 2 kids, 2 teenage kids. We've been through several health issues between my mom, myself, my wife, and my kids. I believe strongly that our experiences can be really helpful to others and provide not only kind of that empathetic support, but also information that can help others make better decisions for themselves.
VitalXchange has a very diverse people that are developing and improving the platform to serve our families in the intellectual and disability community as best as we can. And we are very proud that we are a very inclusive organization that really lives and breathes our mission to serve as well as include those that are on the neurodiverse spectrum. So getting on with our presentation, what is VitalXchange? So let's start with a community, especially in terms of health needs in the context of what intellectual and developmental disability families face. So solution for finding information and support. And a lot of families resort to the internet like Google, Facebook groups, and other social media platforms to connect with others that are in similar situations. And what we found through our own studies, as well as those done by a variety of academic research organizations, that there is a significant amount of isolation and information challenges. I mean, people are worried about their privacy. They are worried about, the amount of information that they're collecting being irrelevant for them. They found that there was no specific tips and tricks to how they wanted to lead their lives based on their own socioeconomic backgrounds. Some of them couldn't find the right care, and some of them found it too consuming to find the information. All in all, the platform of the internet is too wide and too non-specific to provide the level of support and information that a family needs to take care of their loved ones with a disability. The other part of it is really the concept that a disability care provider, next slide please, a disability care provider needs a lot of resources and support, anywhere from coordinating multiple levels of care, day-to-day physiological and behavioral issues, education and IEP, financial support, legal support. And in addition to that, the caregiver themselves, whether it's a mother or a father or a grandmother or sibling, don't have time to deal with health issues themselves. And as we age, we're prone to having chronic illnesses like hypertension, which is high blood pressure, diabetes, weight challenges, as well as a lot of mental stresses, resulting in 3 to 4 times the likelihood of a caregiver needing much more support and resources for self-care as well. Next slide, please. So all in all, what we found is the healthcare system, and we're calling it combined as a system, whether it's an educational system, healthcare system, the support system in place for caregivers has a huge gap between a person's ability to make an informed choice and the quality of information available. And if you think about the traditional healthcare platform, whether you're attending a pediatrician or a neurologist or a therapist, their touch point is a very small fraction of the 8,000 plus some hours in a year we are left to tend for ourselves. So what Vital Exchange is trying to do is solve this problem by providing people, families that are dealing with disabilities and health issues, a platform that's private, that's community oriented, puts the individual or the caregiver at the center of the universe and connects them to everything they need. And all of this is facilitated by advanced technology. So it's a mobile app. Why a mobile app? Because we want everybody that doesn't have even a high-speed data access to have their solutions, their community, their support system in the palm of their hand. And we're quite simply envisioning a matched network, which is a matched peer network to connect. As Ketal mentioned, we truly believe that connecting with others that have walked in your shoes, similar conditions and situations, are perfect for providing you that support and guidance. They have empathy, they have authenticity, and they have relevancy of information. In addition to that, we're partnering with multiple organizations that can provide relevant and timely information so that anyone on the platform can make informed decisions. In addition to that, we're introducing this very new feature, which is a matched resource network that allows every member to connect with providers along the health spectrum, whether it's a therapist or a dietitian, or yoga instructor, a Pilates instructor, or even a patient advocate that has championed their caree through an entire spectrum of disability challenges, that they're willing to help someone. And this is very exciting for us because it truly puts the patient at the center of the universe, the caregiver at the center of the universe, provides them access. And it also provides that individual provider or an organization access to a community of patients that are thirsty for their support and their services. Next slide, please. So people ask us, how do you sign up for Vital Exchange? First of all, the app is free. Please visit www.vitalexchange.com. And in order to keep our community safe and private, at this point, we require a special code that lets you sign up. You can get the code directly from our sponsoring organizations. We do work with disability service providers, clinical provider networks to provide community as a service for those organizations. And you can get a special code because they're sponsoring your membership. Or else it can be free access to members that are invited by other members. We try to, it is a community for the people, by the people. And finally, you can always reach out to us at needacode@vitalexchange.com. All of this information is available on our website, and people can sign up directly and for free, as I mentioned. And lastly, on the other side, we are a supply and demand marketplace, as I mentioned. And what we have created is a matched marketplace. What do we mean by that? We're in health professionals, whether they're large organizations or solo providers, a place where they can find their customer. So what we mean by that is a care professional. So deliver content and support to your community, as well as engage with your customers and subscribers via a moderated private community, which is the Vital Exchange community, and ultimately get paid services. In a world where we show you that these.
So there you first the mobile side and what the end user sees, and how posting works on the platform. So I'm going to stop sharing the presentation. Let's see. Share and share mobile side. All right. So here's the mobile platform looks like. This is Lisa's feed. Lisa's subscribed to a bunch of different influencers and people that are on the platform. You can see she's got things regarding ABA therapy and wellness. What Lisa does is when she comes on the platform, you can see how old she is, where she lives, some of the major issue that she might, these are based on what she onboarded on and what conditions that she was interested in. She also gives us a little bit of information on her kids. She gives us a birth date, what potential conditions, and the severity of those conditions, and what year they were diagnosed. These are all bits of information that we use with our matching algorithm. So when Lisa goes to her home feed here, these are actually matched content. She'll get content from other users that match her profile or her interests. And stuff from her will go to people that have similar backgrounds and interests as well. On the platform, one of the key things that you're able to do is ask a question. So if Lisa had a question and she wanted to say, okay, this one's about me, she can also tailor how far geographically the post will go out. If there's something that's sort of specific to the state, if it's regarding some kind of law or financing that the state offered, she can really say that. Or if something that she's looking for, something really near herself, she can say near me, and that'll really zero in on the zip code that she indicated during onboarding. Here, she'll simply be able to ask a question here. So if you, if I can paste, so if she types in a question, for example, she's looking for a recipe that will suit her son to be on a mostly liquid diet. Fussy, has sensory issues. Whoops. And she's worried about nutrition. So then she has a question she wants to ask. So anybody, tasty food recipe share. She can add a picture if she wants to. If this was about something else, wanted to share something, she could do that. When she asks a question, you automatically detect that it's a question. We also look at the keywords, what that post might be about that we've seen. We categorize that post. This using this analysis, this not only lets us find similar things to this post, but also find similar things that people have posted, or similar people that have interest in these areas, so that we can match this question to them as well. If they're matched, they'll get a notification. They'll get a little buzz, a push notification, and a little badge that'll say, hey, there's somebody who has a question that you can answer. And that way they can go right to it and answer that question for them. As soon as I hit post, this will post it to the platform. This is where it's doing those notifications. This is also where we're kind of computing where those similar posts are coming from. So you can see here, this is a little slow because this is using my emulator, but you can see here, there's posts that are related to what she asked about. So there's something about autism. There were a few other posts, sorry, I clicked through it, but there are posts that came from recipes. People have asked similar questions. So I'll go to one of the posts that were similar. This is from Dr. Food. This was one of those similar posts. She can then ask a question. This is so great. Do you have more like this? So this is one of those similar posts she has. This will go then to Dr. Food, who's on the platform. And then also in her home feed, you'll also see that here's where people can then comment on it. So you can see here, Dr. Mom has already answered to the question, and look, it already guided me to Dr. Food's channel. So it's really cool. one of the other things also is that we're tracking, I mean, who's seeing it, how many comments. So for every post, that people can like it, people can bookmark it if they want to come back and see it later. Dustin?
Yeah, we had a real quick question. The question is, does the app automatically match the post to the question, or do people need to respond to the question with relevant quotes?
So we automatically will match it to relevant posts. So that's the first thing we do. And that was those similar posts that you saw.
Okay.
And the second thing we'll do is we'll match it to people as well who have the similar interests, and they'll get another notification.
That's great. Cool. Thank you. Thanks for the question, Kyle.
So you can see here, people can talk to each other through here. Let me check it out. And this is where the community can actually correspond with each other regarding certain posts. As I showed you, this is the dashboard. This is Lisa's dashboard. She's subscribed to different channels. She's subscribed to Dr. ADA's channel, Dr. Food's channel. She's also got a DD Law channel. And there's a organization that she belongs to that also has posts that she listens to. So she's got a variety of ways that people will come to her, and this is sort of those storefronts that Charlie was talking about that people will have on the platform as well. So I'll stop sharing the mobile app side, and I'll show you guys the portal side that the people would use.
So this piece of the platform is really intended for organizations in the service space, whether they are provider organizations or individual therapists, or the influencers and the individual providers that we talked about, to be able to connect with their lab. And you'll also soon have a web-based access as well, in addition to the mobile app, so that those that have accessibility issues, particularly when the older folk or people that cannot access mobile apps, will be able to use this portal as well.
So here's Dr. Food. For Food's posts, this is the posts that she sees on the platform. She sees she's got a comment here. She can then also answer these comments. So she could just say, yeah, stay tuned for my next session on Wednesday. There will be much more to come. And then Lisa will get a notification as well that Dr. Food has answered her question or provided a reply or a comment, and then she'll get a push notification as well that will let her go right directly to the comment and see what Dr. Food talked about. Dr. Food can also create posts. So I'm going to switch from Dr. Food real quick, and I'm going to go to another user. So we also have, for example, legal. So Mr. DD Law wants to post something, and I'm just going to use a VitalXchange post to do this. So Mr. DD Law wants to publish something on estate planning. So if he does that, he can copy a piece of his post, just the text here, can also include a link. So if he does that, and then you'll be able to see what that post is going to look like. So this is what the post looks like on the platform. If you want to change the image, you can change the image. If you want to change some of the details, those come directly from your website, but we'll also have the ability for you to add that.
Ketul, do you want to talk about the keywords and stuff too?
Oh yeah, sorry. So as Charlie just mentioned, is that we also analyze posts that you give. So not only how we analyze Lisa's post when she made the question, we're analyzing what you're giving as well. So we can see here that we've detected that this is about financial and legal issues. There's either patient or caregiver support issues. If there's more that you think needs to be added, we have a list of categories that you can choose from, for example. So if there's something that we might have missed, you can add it here. Just going to keep going here. And these are the actual words that we detected in the text of your post as well. So these are sort of the categorizations, and these are the actual words that we're thinking this is what we use from a detection place. And then the fact that this is about financial and legal issues or patient and caregiver support, you guys saw in the profile of Lisa, if she's indicated that she is interested in financial and legal issues or caregiver support issues, she'll be matched to the post coming out. I should also say that when Lisa clicks on things in her app, we're actually also augmenting her profile. So if she did not indicate financial and legal issues, for example, here's where you choose specific conditions. You can say, okay, this post really should be matched to, and I really think this is very local because this is regarding laws here. You can say, I want a zip code in the state, and we'll automatically make sure that only people who are in this state get this post. You can save these audiences. So anytime you create one, you can reuse it later. Here, I'll just keep it to anywhere because this is my, this network has 2 people that this person's that's subscribed to them right now. So we'll just send it to everybody. And then as we mentioned, you can also send a notification. So since this post is about estate planning, we'll just put something like estate planning. I'll take a little bit of text from here. Let's see. Actually, I'll just type something in here. So get some tips on estate planning. Here you could also select who it goes to. So if you wanted to go to a notification to go to a specific audience that might be a little more narrower than your broad audience, you can do that. You can select differently a narrower piece so that you won't, if you don't want to bother everybody, but you want to make sure that your whole population gets it, you would say, you would target your post to your whole population and then notify, actually buzz people who you think would be specifically interested in, or people that you think should be really engaged with the post. Here you hit review and you'll be able to see a summary of everything you picked. So if you picked a post target audience, you'll be able to see that here. If you picked a separate notification audience, you'll be able to see that here. Here's the categories we detected. We'll give you one final shot to add a different category if you think there's something more. Here's what the notification is going to look like on their phone. So when they get that push notification and buzz, this is what it'll look like. So you look at what that'll look like. And then here you'll see what that what that post will look like. So if I hit post here, this will post it to the Lisa will get a notification that something has that's something she subscribed to has come into her inbox, and I will quickly switch to that real quick so you can see that. Screen. So, oops, if you go here, you could see she got a notification for that post. She clicks on it and she can go right to that post and read, either read the post if it has all the information. She can also then go to the link, and we're then recording things like what if she saw it or not, if she clicked on the link or not, so that you can see what your people are interested in, and if they were interested in it, they would get more. You could push more of it. This is where again you could answer questions as well. So if there was a comment here from Lisa, she could communicate with Mr. D.D. Law. So I will stop this, go back real quick and show you something, a few things more on the portal. here, as we said before, you can review all your posts. We'll also have a spot where all your analytics reports will sit. So if there's any, what we do is on a quarterly basis, send you what people are engaging in, what time they're engaging in, what time of day, what areas, what geographical locations they're engaging from. Um, uh, you know, if they're engaging with each other as well. So we'll be able to say, okay, is the community engaging with each other? Are they on and what they're talking about? And that's the gist of the platform.
This is great. Thank you very much for sharing that. The audience, if you have questions, please get them in. Charu, go ahead. Sorry.
I was just going to say that what we've tried to do is really imagine the world from both supplier perspective and the customer, the end user perspective, to like typical health products too, is really, if you look at patient portal, either designed with usability of the customer in mind. What we try to do here is really set up the community, the mobile app, the interaction at a level and immersion that a person, an average person like you, could actually use it to put it in connections as seamless as possible. Whereas on the portal side, we try to give all of the, we call it, put it in connections as seamless as possible. Whereas on the portal side, we try to give all of the, we call it the cockpit of tools that a provider would need to reach the right patient, whether it's patient or caregiver, whether it is based on a segmented approach like Ketal showed, or we have the backend algorithms that do the job for you. But the idea is also not just that I'm reaching you live, but also that if in the future someone's looking for that estate planning, they'll be able to not only read that article, but they can also reach out to Mr. D.D. Law to have that conversation. Hey, I'm new to this. And then Mr. D.D. Law can now say, yeah, we're offering free 15-minute consultation. Happy to speak with you. Here's my calendar, pick a time. And then the person picks a time. They have a very informal exchange where I can actually ask those questions. Or even better, Mr. D.D. Law sets up what we call an Ask Another setup where, the person can go and say, I'm really concerned about this. And we really try to provide Ask Me Another type of setup as a toolkit, so that even if it's a neurologist or a disability attorney, they both can really provide their vast amount of information, which today is only happening under the auspices of a very formal one-on-one appointment. So we try to really discombobulate this and really provide user experiences that are optimized to both types of stakeholders.
Yeah, I love how people can get instant access to the questions that they have. What types of providers do you have in the platform today? And just, I'm sure that it's probably pretty broad, but any waiver service providers or that category, or is it mostly other types of professional providers?
So I think we have probably about 10 parties that we've spoken to already. We have a pilot program for adding up to 25 providers. But the short answer to your question is we are really looking for anyone and everyone that touches a patient in this ecosystem. Whether it is a patient advocate that helps you navigate the disability space as a peer expert, or a yoga instructor that sensitivities.
I apologize, my internet
connection for those providers as well. One of the things is COVID created social isolation on the family side, as well as a lot of employment strife on the provider side. To providers or inability to actually disseminate these services. So we're really sides of the story.
So we had another question come in: is how does someone with a disability connect to the app? Is there an upfront monthly cost, or upfront or monthly cost? What's the pricing structure look like?
Right. So quite simply, anybody with any member of the Vital Exchange community can join the app for free. It's just that they would need to get a referral code either from a provider that's sponsoring them or directly from us. And we've introduced one step so that we don't have, we're careful about keeping the community as under control as possible. We do have moderation technology as well that we can speak to in a second. In terms of the upfront and monthly cost, most of our model is based on the provider side. So we will be able to provide the individual as well as small, medium business and larger providers the opportunity to connect with the client base. If generating business a platform, we would charge a finder's fee, a revenue share model. So the entire monetization really on the provider side, not on the receiver side, because philosophically our mission is to be able to provide anybody that wants connectivity and information access to that.
That's great. Well, I actually, as you were doing your presentation, I downloaded the app. So I'll be reaching out to you as a provider. I think I'm very interested in being on there as a Disability Cocoon, being on there as a kind of a tech provider to answer questions related to tech for your audience and to contribute. So I'll be reaching out to you on that. Around that,
Awesome.
are there, is there a specific, you are showing categories before, is there a specific technology category or assistive technology or anything like that?
Yeah, we actually have categorization for product recommendations, for tech and assistive technologies as well. So our vocabulary in the back is detecting words related to those.
Cool. Very good. Well, this has been great. Thank you very much for sharing this. Audience, if you have any questions, now's the time to get them in. Kettle, Chiru, really appreciate you guys jumping on and doing this. If you could, what is that email address for requesting an activation code again, just in case any of the attendees that are on now or that are watching this recorded can get to you guys easily. Would really recommend people download the app and give this a try. I've got it, like I said, I've got it on my phone right now and I'm going to be playing with it. So, okay, there it is. Need a code at VitalXchange.com. Wonderful.
And if there's anybody on the professional side out here that wants more information or schedule a direct demo or conversation with us, do reach out to us at info@VitalXchange.com.
Great. Need a code at VitalXchange.com and info@VitalXchange.com.
Yes.
True, Kettle, thank you very much. Really appreciate you jumping on here. Everyone else, thank you for joining today's Tech Huddle. We do have one scheduled for next week. Just go to disabilitycocoon.com and you can see what we have coming up. Again, thank you both for the presentation today. We have a comment here. Thank you very much. Very interesting from one of our attendees. So thank you again. And we will talk to you all next week. Thank you. Have a great day.